my favorite topic. As many of you know, recent changes to the Supplementary Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as food stamps, are probably going to kick close to 700,000 people off the rolls. And so we've been talking about this program. And so one of the issues that's going to be coming up is that college students may be losing their benefits. So the way the program works right now is that a young person who is at least a half-time student is not considered to be an independent adult for SNAP eligibility purposes. So that those kids or those young adults who are more than half-time or over can receive their SNAP benefits, do not have to participate in the job or the work requirements. They do not have to participate in job training or that sort of thing because they're in school. But there are a lot of students who aren't, who are less than half time. They're taking 1 or 2 classes at a time. Sometimes they need to avoid student loans. That'd be one thing. Other cases is that they've got other responsibilities. They're taking care of children or family members and that sort of thing. And these folks may now be considered ineligible for SNAP benefits if they are not going to, if they're not employed or participating in a job training program. So this is just one example of the kind of mess that we're going to have with these new restrictions being put into place. We've now got people who are trying to make their way through college who probably have several other responsibilities that they're trying to juggle, and they are at risk of losing those benefits because of the way this particular policy has been written and is being implemented, which is largely, in my opinion, a public relations ploy to satisfy people that their tax dollars are not going to feed the unworthy poor, even though it's anything but.
Well, there you have it. And I saw someone wrote a comment way earlier when you were first introducing, and they said, well, good job. You cut SNAP benefits right before an election. That's going to probably work real well for you.
Well, it may be for those who want to see people getting punished. Because, again, as I've pointed out, Sonny Perdue, the guy who was running the Department of Agriculture, has openly stated that one of the reasons why that they're putting these additional restrictions in to prevent the states from coming up with their own plans to help people who would not qualify necessarily under the federal regulations is because a millionaire in Minnesota, decided to try and game the system to show that it was giving food stamps to millionaires, and he didn't need the food stamps. He went in because they didn't do asset testing, and he then started crowing about, see, this is a very bad system. Seniors should have to work for their food stamps. People should not be able to buy junk food with their food stamps. This is all bad. And one case of one person who was deliberately gaming the system because a system that had been opened up to make things a little bit more humane, that is being used by the Department of Agriculture to justify these cuts. It's not, they're looking for voters. They're looking to say, hey, we want to be responsible with taxpayers' money, and we don't want to encourage dependency because people are clearly dependent on food.
Well, this is a great way to increase the homelessness. This is a great way to keep people from going to college. This is a great way to keep America from developing. And you've talked before about this, that it's not just SNAP. It's that SNAP itself is like a Social Security card, that if you are SNAP eligible and you have a SNAP card, you are entered into a whole other suite of services. So it's not just that you have these college students who are not eligible. If they were getting reduced price heat, well, now they don't, because now they have to do all this other stuff. And just like with everything, that even if you are still eligible and you can't do SNAP, well, now you have to go to each one of these places individually and probably spend 5 to 10 hours start to finish on each, just so that you can get what you already had.
So you can requalify.
Yeah.
You can requalify. And, I'm remembering, it was like a couple of years ago, there were these stories, oh my gosh, isn't it terrible? They're teaching college students how to apply for food stamps. And they were saying, look at this example of the liberal indoctrination at the colleges. No, you doofuses. These kids don't have enough to eat. That's why they're getting it. Their incomes are that low. But,
Yeah, I like this. Big Baby Zuba says, thanks for another super chat, by the way. She says, let's get Yang's idea and use it on food stamps. That's what I'm saying is, let's just not make it a means-tested program. Let's make it a universal program. Everyone gets food stamps. Now, oh no, I'm a millionaire and I got food stamps. Yeah, you're allowed to. That's part of the plan.
Yeah.
Everyone gets them. Just everyone gets them.
Go buy your lobster and steak.
Now we're not throwing people off the program who need it. Now we're not doing all this like administrative, do you have a job? How much does it pay? Are you a part-time student? Are you this? What's your income? How much assets do you have? Do you deserve this thing that now once you go and have to use it in the grocery line, you're going to have everyone stare at you and know, oh, you had to go get that government assistance thing. It solves it from all angles if you just make it universal. Everyone gets it. Why wouldn't you use it? Everyone gets it.
And here's the other
End of
thing, too,
story.
with these programs, is if we were to take the resources that we put into gatekeeping and instead put them into, say, first of all, making sure people get the services, but secondly, into
not like we don't have enough food.
Well, it's not, real quality, culturally sensitive casework for people who are having trouble functioning. Mm-hmm. What about that? What about saying, okay, we've taken care of the material needs here. If you're still having difficulty, we have a master's level social worker with a reasonable caseload who can work with you to identify what's going on here. If necessary, we'll get you to an occupational therapist, or we'll help get you on disability or something like that. Or we'll figure out what the problems are. We'll help you with your family situations. Wouldn't that be kind of a good use of our money rather than gatekeeping?
It's
Yeah.
really ironic in all this. If we go for that UBI version of food, you know what happens to that food desert in Oklahoma? It doesn't exist anymore because if everyone has, I don't know, $200 a month that they're just given for food-based purposes, every place will have a supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to want to build a supermarket because all of a sudden the velocity of money will increase. Oh, it's almost like it would be good for the economy.
Well, it was not so long ago, actually it was about 10 years ago, I lived in a very poor rural community. I was living out in the woods in a camper. It was kind of fun. But a lot of people in town were on food stamps. I mean, just a lot of people were in town. We had the best food in that town. We had a full supermarket with a great organic section. We had our own butcher shop with our own
lovely.
USDA meat plant. Inspected meat plant, some of the best meat you ever had. We had a local health food store that would get in all kinds of really interesting stuff. And this little town of 1,500 people, we had some of the best food options around. And people were able to eat a healthy diet, and they were doing brisk business in the organics. By the way, it was not people just eating junk food. They were doing huge business because people wanted this stuff.
I don't want to jump the conversation to a much bigger topic on what we subsidize in agriculture, but wouldn't it be nice if, America subsidized fresh vegetables rather than
Corn.
wheat, things that last for a long time?
Sugar.
Yeah.
We
Wouldn't it be
need more
nice?
corn
It's like,
because we need more sugar.
but I do think, ironically enough, if Medicare for all, the government will finally be incentivized to look at a path like this because it'll want to control those costs.
Yep.